Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to ToBetterDayzFilmz. It's your boy Z, and I'm back with another movie review. Welcome to my brand new series, ToBetterDayzFilmz Presents the Horror Lineup. I'm very pumped about this. I've had this idea for like the last 6-7 months. Been hinting at it on the YouTube channel, talked about it in my channel update, and this morning I woke up, I was like, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's get started. So like I said, welcome. This is the horror lineup. This is going to be in this series nothing but horror. All horror. TV shows, occasionally, movies, across every streaming platform. Netflix, Paramount Plus, Peacock, the Shudder app where I told you can. There's nothing but horror movies and documentaries and everything on there. So welcome. I am very pumped about this. And I'm definitely hyped to share this journey with y'all because I love horror movies and this is what we're going to do over here. Occasionally we'll have maybe like for instance, like horror lineup Alien week where I watch and review nothing but Alien movies. So I am definitely pumped about this. And I hope that y'all will follow me on this journey. So do me a favor, please hit that like button. Helps my channel out a lot. I am very appreciated for anybody that hits that like button. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, because YouTube doesn't always let you know. So I'll leave a link down below for my TikTok, and I always let people know when I'm dropping videos on there. So hit that link, follow me over on TikTok. Come on this journey with me into ToBetterDayzFilmz and the horror lineup. So we are here to talk about and review the first movie because this is episode 1, and that is Final Destination Bloodlines. Now, I am a fan of the Final Destination movies. They creeped me out when I was growing up, when they first started coming out. But I love the Final Destination movies. Like, they have, still to this day, they have a lot of people weirded out, like people with highways, especially when they see the big trucks with all the big logs on them. Like people still get reminded of Final Destination. So I like the Final Destination movies. So I was really pumped when this one was coming out and finally got to sit down and watch it. And we are here to talk about Final Destination Bloodlines. Now, first, love the movie. Love the movie. That was a great fucking movie to sit down, watch, and enjoy. I thought the characters were good. I thought the plot, especially the plot had me hooked, had me every time I got up, my eyes were still like glued to the TV as I was walking away to grab something. Drink plenty of water. So it had me glued. So this time is different from how the other Final Destination movies started. You see, because this one takes place in like a big sky tower, and you already know when the movie started off that something's going to happen. So it's this character named Iris, whose boyfriend is surprising her with the open of this sky tower, open at night, got him on the list. He's going to, spoilers. So let's let you know. If you haven't seen this, click away now, watch the movie, and then come back to the review. But if you've seen it already, then you know what I'm about to talk about. So Iris is getting surprised by her boyfriend, who is taking her to this opening of this sky tower, and he got him on the list as like it's way up in the air, way up in the air. So it's tall as hell. So she starts getting she's happy at first when he surprises her, and they go up in the elevator. She's like creeped out because like it's a lot of fucking people in that elevator. So they finally get up there. They're not on the list anymore. He says their names, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have this older guy's like, we don't have no more room for opening night, so please step aside." And he's like, I think the character's name is Mike, but I could be wrong. He was like, talk to him. And he was like, oh, we let him go this morning, so they can't sit down for dinner. So she wants to go to the bar. But the first time, my first reaction when I seen Up in the Sky Tower, the dance floor. The dance floor is a clear dance floor. You look down, you see nothing but the ground all the way down. My first expression was like, oh, hell no. I'm not a hype person. Like, I like roller coasters, but my friends like, how you like don't like heights, but you like roller coasters? Well, I told him, the roller coaster goes up and then eventually it goes down the hill. So I'm not going to be up there forever. But my first expression when I saw that dance floor and saw how far that drop was, I was like, oh, hell no. Nah, I won't be dancing on a dance floor. So she's a little nervous up there. She goes to the bathroom. A lady that was older black that was singing on stage gets off and asks her how far along she is. And then she's like, I'm not. But then she revealed that she's pregnant and then her boyfriend doesn't know. So he takes her outside, proposes to her, and then she reveals that she's pregnant. And they're happy. And there was a kid that was down below playing in the fountain, getting pennies. Well, now he's up on the sky tower throwing off the pennies. He throws off a penny, Final Destination rules. The penny flies through air duct system, clogs a fan. There's a chandelier that's hanging up that a piece falls off and cracks the dance floor in the tower. So everything starts going to chaos when everything finally starts happening. The dance floor breaks. People start falling all the way to the ground. The penny caused, I think it might have been a gas leak, and a chef during the chaos was carrying around a plate full of food that had fire on it and set a person on fire. They ran through the gas. There was a big explosion. So a lot of people died. So I'm thinking like, oh, we're going to see this girl's premonition like, all the other movies before. But then all of a sudden when before I get to that, it's just her because everybody's dying. She hears somebody say, help me. It's a little black boy, and she goes to save him, and the whole tower falls, and they're hanging on by her engagement ring. So eventually they fall, she dies. All of a sudden, like I said, you think it's her premonition. All of a sudden, somebody else is screaming. It's a girl. She's in college, and our professor's like, I need to talk to you as she's getting ready to leave. So once again, it happens again. You see that she's dreaming. And apparently the dream has been keeping her up for the last few months. And her college roommate is like, you need to go do something about this. Because she says, like, I'm dreaming about my grandma. And I don't even know if she's alive or haven't seen her. And her friend's just like, you need to go get this taken care of, or pretty much I'm going to kill you in your sleep because I can't get no sleep. So she goes home to her family, see her dad, her brother. Her brother's barely talking to her. And she talks to her dad like, they keep having these dreams about grandma. And her dad is like begging her not to look for her grandma, like beg her not to go, because he offers to take her brother to their cousin's house. And the dad asked her, Stephanie, sorry, the character's name is Stephanie, not to talk to her uncle about the grandma. But she's going to do it anyway. She gets there and she starts like, she tells her aunt and uncle, like, I'm having these, dreams about Grandma Iris, and they're pretty much telling her, like, stay away from her. Like, stay. She's crazy. She's nuts. Like, she kept me, and because Stephanie and let me get my notes. Who was President Tio? Their mom walked out on them when they were little, so that's another part of the story that you're going to see, and you find out that nobody talks to the grandmom because she made Stephanie's uncle and mom's life a living hell with, always talking about death and, trying to keep them safe. So nobody talks to the grandma. Like, she sends letters, but of course they don't read them. And she begs her aunt, like, I need you to help me with this. Like, I'm going out of my mind having this dream, because she's also about to flunk out of college because of this dream that she keeps having, and it's making her fail with her grades. So her aunt helps her, tell her, don't look in the bottom drawer. And she looks in the bottom drawer, she finds a letter, she goes see her grandma. And her grandma is at this cabin-like place with a fence, and it's fortified. And you find out she has been in there for many of years, and she did what the dream was about. It actually was going to happen. It was the grandmom's permission, and she saved a lot of people that night that was supposed to die by death. But the grandmom has cancer, so she tells the story to Stephanie. And of course, when, just like every other character in movies like this, of course they don't believe him at first. She thinks she's nuts, so she leaves. And she's like, you don't believe me. And she has a book. The grandma has a book that's how she survived death for decades. So Stephanie is running out, I should have never came here. And she's like, Stephanie, stop. And she hasn't been outside. Her grandma hasn't been outside for over 20 years. So she's been in this cabin and away from the world, staying safe. So she's like, death is coming after our family. So she makes it outside to give her the book. And she's like, you still don't believe me. And then she's like, step back. It's better for you to believe with your eyes. So the minute that she steps outside, I think she was outside for maybe 30, 40 seconds tops, and death came and killed her. So Stephanie got to witness it firsthand. So she lets the family know. Their mom, eventually, Stephanie and Tio's mom, comes back for the funeral. Stephanie doesn't want nothing to do with her mom. She walked out on us when we was 10. So there's going to be a family barbecue that they're going to go to. And of course, everybody thinks that Stephanie's crazy when she starts telling about what the grandmom said. But eventually she looks in the book and she starts believing. She races home, so she starts getting signs that something's going to happen. And first person to happen to is her uncle. So he accidentally steps on a piece of glass, fell inside of a drink. The drink gets knocked over. He steps on first there was a rake. There was a rake that was underneath the trampoline that her cousin was jumping on, and looked like that somebody was going to, fall through and step on it. Stephanie's mom realizes it and picks it up, puts it away. But as her uncle steps on the glass, he falls back and he falls in pain. The rake had fell over and hit a mower, and it mangles his face. It moves, flips up, and mangles his face. So uncle dies. And now, Stephanie tries to explain to everybody else what's going on. She had everything mapped out, like from the book, and that when her grandmom saved a lot of people that night, death went after those people for many of years because it was a lot of people she saved that night. So now death is after their family. Of course, just like Stephanie didn't believe her grandmom, nobody in the family believes at all. Like nobody believes. They say like, "How dare you use her cousins? Like, how dare you use our dad's death for this nonsense?" And like her aunt is just like done. Like everybody just walks out and like don't believe. So now her one cousin works at a maybe tattoo piercing place, and it looks like he's next on the list because she had it written out how it's going to go. It's going to go from the oldest to the youngest in the family. So it's death is after the first cousin. And find out it looks like he cheats death because a lot of stuff starts happening to him at the tattoo piercing parlor, and he ends up making it out. And you know, he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm invincible." Like she's telling him, "Hey, watch out for this, watch out for that. There's kids playing soccer. This could happen, that could happen." And he's just like laughing it off. Like she's like, "Watch out for that truck." He's like humping the truck, like being like, and all that moment we're like waiting for him to like a car almost hits him, moves out the way, and his sister comes out the house, and she's about to go on a run. Talk to them. She goes on a run. As she's running down the street, the same stuff that Stephanie was telling her cousin to look out for happened to her girl cousin. And you find out that the cousin from the tattoo wasn't actually the uncle's son. The mom and him were going through a rough patch, and she cheated on him, and he's not part of the family. So Stephanie was right, but she didn't have all the information, so he wasn't next on Def's list. So pretty much Def is after the whole entire family. So they have in the notes of somebody cheating Def, and they go find this person, and it's, Tony Todd, R.I.P. to the man. He was great in this. He was great as Candyman. He creeped me out, like in Candyman, especially Candyman. He creeped me out when I was a kid. So goes to talk to him, and he let him know that the only way you could get out of this is to cheat death, is like be dead and then get resuscitated, and then you're cheating death, or you can kill somebody and you'll die whatever their timeline of dying is. So you have two ways. And that's the only, but the thing about it also, by trying to cheat death, it could get messy. And the way, and I looked this up after the movie went off, because the way Tony Todd was talking in the movie, because you find out the little boy that her grandmom saved was him. So they became friends. He helped her build her cabin and helped try to keep her alive. And now he's dying too. So he pretty much, I'm going to actually read his line that he said in the movie, because, and then I found out he might have been talking about himself too, because like I said, he had a lot of health problems. Here we are. Yep. Right here. They said during filming of early 2024, they elected to allow Todd to improvise the last lines of his character, Mr. Butterworth, so he could give a proper goodbye to the audience. And he said in the movie, life is precious. Enjoy every single second. You never know when. Good luck. So like it was just like seeing him do that, and then he did pass away. So like he was real sick. So R.I.P. to him, and it was stomach cancer. So R.I.P. to him. He was great in the Final Destination movies and scary as hell as Candyman when I was a kid. So he lets him know that Tio's cousin, when it works in the tattoo parlor, so tells him, we could beat this. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to take a look at my notes and see what the rest of these characters' names was because it wasn't drawn on me. But yeah, so it's the one that worked in the tattoo parlor. That's Eric. That's one of Stephanie's cousins. Our little cousin is Bobby. So Bobby has a peanut allergy. And Eric wants to try to cheat death and help save everybody by having him eat some kind of peanuts, have a real bad reaction, and then save him. Like he told him that the only way that you can stop this from happening. So they go into an ultrasound room, and he's telling him, he gets a wheelchair. Eric gets a wheelchair to allow me to eat this. But when Final Destination, the ultrasound machine accidentally turns on. And, you can't have metal phones in there because, the metal, like a magnet. So he eats the Reese's. He starts having a reaction. He wants his EpiPen. He's like, I can't give you this. I can't give you this. But the machine's on, and Eric has piercings. The machine starts pulling them in. There's a metal wheelchair in there. So it starts sucking him into the machine. Meanwhile, Bobby's on the ground dying, and he crawls over, gets his EpiPen, and sticks himself. And he's going to be okay. But when they got the Reese's, the vending machine was broken. So they were hitting it, smashing it, trying to get it. Eventually, the Reese's cups fell, but the spinner, the metal spinner, had broke halfway off, and it ended up flying through the machine and through the room, and boom, right through Bobby's face. So he died, and the reason that Eric died is because he was trying to cheat death, and he told him Tony Todd told him cheat death, it could get messy. So that's the reason why he died. So it was just only people that was left was Stephanie, her brother, and her mom, and their mom. Sorry. So their plan is to go back to their grandmom's house and try to figure things out. But the mom was going to go back. Their mom was going to go by herself. So she was going to go by herself. And she's like, as long as I'm alive, y'all will be good. So they get back there. The lights start coming on. You see electrical problems. And, death is all around that area. And they drive their mom's RV through the gate. And things start happening. The mom tries to go in the house. And I think it's a gas thing that went off, electricity, and the house explodes. The mom's gets up, her face is halfway burnt, and she's like, I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to stay alive long enough to keep y'all alive. And boom, she gets smashed. So now it's just Tio and Stephanie. Stephanie, when the explosion happened, the RV flipped over. And the reason she was still in the RV because her seatbelt was stuck. So she's halfway in the water, still stuck in the driver's seat. Tio tries to save her, and he eventually finds a knife, cutting himself. He looks like Stephanie's about to drown, and she blacks out. She wakes up. Her brother's resuscitating her, and they're saying that they did it. Saying that they did it. And remember that penny that I had told y'all about But that Penny plays a big part in this movie, a lot. Not only was it with the little boy, when they were outside of the hospital thinking of a plan to go back to the grandmom's house, they had the book. When they went to hug, the penny fell out and started rolling. An older woman picked it up. And I'll bring that up in just a few seconds. So it looked like happy ever after. They looked like they cheated death. So the next day Tia's about to go to a dance. And that penny, older woman is about to buy some lemonade. She takes up the penny, falls down, rolls down, goes through a fence, and stops railroad tracks from switching things, so it's stuck. A train's coming, but then Tio and Stephanie find out that they really didn't cheat death because technically she didn't die, and they explain to them that in order for that to happen, your heart has to stop, and then you're arrested. You were just unconscious, and then he saved you, but that's a good thing. So they realize that they didn't pull it off. They're looking around. The train flies off the railroad tracks and smashes through the streets. They're running. It stops, and they're like, "Oh, you're okay," but then it starts again, and smash. They both die. Final Destination Bloodline goes off. End credits. So that was a lot. It was a lot. And especially, I loved how different. I love the plot. I love the twist of this movie. They did a fantastic job with this movie. They did a very fantastic job. I really enjoyed myself. And I was glued. I was glued to the TV. I was glued. So I thought, I didn't have any problems with this movie. Like, and they didn't. Another thing too, like unlike the other Final Destinations where a lot of people was dying, just like that. Like they were, like the deaths meant something. Like not a lot of people die, of course, but it didn't happen fast. And that's what I liked. They took time with each death. So I did like that. So I don't have anything wrong with this movie. Like I really enjoyed myself. And just like the other Final Destination movies, I can go back to watching this movie. I really enjoyed it. So let's give it a rating. So I'm going to rate Final Destination Bloodlines a 9 out of 10 because I really enjoyed myself. So definitely will watch this again. So that was Final Destination Bloodlines. What did you guys think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you a fan of the Final Destination movies? Are you not a fan of the Final Destination movies? Let me know down below and we'll talk about it. I always love talking about movies and other top TV show topics and stuff with people. So let me know your opinion on Final Destination Bloodlines. So this was episode 1 of ToBetterDayzFilmz Presents The Horror Lineup. I am looking forward to doing this series, and I hope that y'all will come along with me on this journey because episode 2 is coming sooner than you think. So that was episode 1, that Final Destination Bloodlines. I said, hit the link down below and follow me over on my TikTok so you know when these videos drop in, when my other videos drop in, and definitely hit that like button for me. Help this video a lot. I want to get this series out for everybody to see what I'm working on, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.